What's going on, guys? So I'm going to do the Instagram question and answer that I posted like 5 days ago. I have over 150 questions. I'm going to get to as many as possible. There's no way I'm going to be able to touch on all of them, but we'll see how far we get. I just got done filming some clips for a video for Matt Vincent's channel. So if you're not subscribed to him, make sure you do. You'll see me in an upcoming video just where I touch on some of his Q&A questions and just kind of give my input on some food and some life stuff. But jumping right into this Q&A, the first question that I wanted to touch on is what motivates you every single day to live the fitness lifestyle? And Lane Norton posted a very good post about this the other day. I think it was Lane Norton. And he was talking about how if you have a passion about something, you don't really have to work towards it to enjoy it or fall in love with it. If it's a passion in itself, it's what you like to do. And like a lot of my soldiers, for example, I love playing video games. I mean, that's like their thing to do. I'm not into video games myself. I never have been. But they go home after work, they play video games, and that's what they want to do. That's what they look forward to all day. Me, I look forward to going to the gym, get a good workout in, and improve on this fitness and this nutrition and this healthy lifestyle. And that's just what I love doing. It's a passion. All right, here's a fun one. If you had one date with a celebrity, who would it be? Where would you take her? And what's the perfect meal for a first date? Celebrity, I've always been in love with Jennifer Aniston. That's like my go-to celebrity. I think a good first date is, I'm going to say a baseball game and dinner and then drinks afterwards. Really judging that person on what kind of drink they drink. Because I'm a big beer fan, IPA fan. So if they don't like a really good beer, it might not work out. And perfect meal for that first date. This is something I've thought about in the past. There's certain things you don't order on a first date, in my opinion. One of those being like a pasta, because you bite into pasta, sometimes it's hanging down your face, you gotta like slurp it up. Something very sloppy, like a sloppy hamburger or something. But if there's something that you can put like on your fork or on a spoon, eat it in one bite, that's like the perfect thing for a first date. I'm really interested in what you guys think about this one, so leave that below. What would you order on a first date? Or what do you order on a first date typically? Okay, here's a fitness one. Have you ever done a cut phase? If so, what did you do and how did you feel? So the only like major cut I've ever done was for my bodybuilding show in 2013. And that's when I first started tracking macros. So before that, I was like a clean eater, or I guess you could call me like an intuitive eater. And then I started tracking macros for my cut specifically so I could track my progress and have like a 16-week cut that was already planned out. And I knew which like goals to hit on my way down. I kept protein consistent. I dropped carbs first, slowly, and then I dropped fat. So at the lowest, my macros were 45 grams of fat, 175 grams of carbs, and 250 grams of protein. But I did that over 16 weeks, and it was very successful. How did I feel? I felt like absolute crap. Like I felt awful towards the end of it. I was tired. I was standing up, and you get like the black dots. Thought I was gonna pass out. Just did not feel good towards the end. But after that, I felt good, and it was a very, very rewarding experience. I'm going to touch on all sorts of topics in this one. Do you have any finance tips for college students? So doing ROTC, that paid for all my school. I went to school 100% tuition paid for. And then I had to pay it back with service in the military for 4 years. But the biggest thing my first commander ever told me was put money into a Roth IRA. Start saving right away. So I put money away every paycheck. I put $200 away every paycheck into a Roth IRA in the hopes that in 2050, I can take it out. And if it makes 8% interest on average, it'll be a pretty good chunk of change. So start saving now and start investing now so that in the future, when you're older, you don't have to work the rest of your life. You can enjoy it. You can travel and do what you want to do. Favorite kind of pizza? This was asked multiple times, so I have to touch on this one. I don't like a very complex pizza majority of the time. Reason being, like, if you get a lot of meats and stuff, sometimes it gets really greasy. I don't like a greasy pizza. But a barbecue chicken pizza is really good. Actually, a pizza with chicken, bacon, barbecue sauce, cheese, red onion, that's like the perfect pizza. I got that at Pine House Pizza in Austin, and it was probably my favorite pizza I've ever had. Bacon on a pizza just goes well. And then going into a second question, favorite place in Austin. So I think my favorite place, like day scene, is just walking around anywhere, exploring. Lady Bird Lake, Travis Lake, or Lake Travis, or just walking around, the city. There's so much to see and so much to do. And like the small, like sub cities within Austin are really cool to see, and they're all very different, but all the same at the same time. It's hard to describe. My favorite part about the night scene is Rainy Street. Traditionally, I used to go to like 36th, and that's like all I knew. Then I discovered Rainy Street, and Rainy Street is my favorite. I touched on this in my last Q&A. I absolutely love it there. Thoughts on veganism? I'm not against veganism. If that's what you want to do it. But there's no way I'm ever going to be a vegan. You can hold me to that. Best workouts for strength building when you do not have access to a gym. And I like this one because a lot of people will use the excuse that they can't work out because they don't have access to a gym, or they don't have a gym membership. And all of the workouts we do in the Army, we don't use a gym. Just give you guys like an idea of our program for Monday through Friday, which I designed. Monday is a 4 to 5 mile run. Tuesday is push-up, sit-up improvement. Wednesday is some sort of ability group run. So depending on how well you run your 2 mile time, you go with people that have similar run times and you run with them and you try to push each other. Thursday is a ruck march, typically anywhere from 4 miles to 12 miles. And then Friday is some sort of interval training for cardio. So hill sprints, track workout, something like that. Some sort of high intensity HIIT training. And when we do push-up and sit-up improvement stuff, it's like straight push-up workouts. We'll take water cans. This past week, we did a water can workout. And we took a 5-gallon water jug, filled it up, and just lifted it overhead. And we supersetted that with push-ups, sit-ups, body squats, stuff like that. Really good workout. I went to hit shoulders that same night. My shoulders were beat. So you don't need a gym to work out and build muscle. It's more effective and efficient. It's more convenient, but you definitely don't need it. I feel obligated to answer this one. Why don't you answer my Snapchats? And I try. Here's what's going on, guys. My phone, I have the iPhone 5 right now, and it's been struggling. It will go from full battery to like 10% in a matter of 3 hours. Before even work starts, it's almost dead. And when I open up Snapchat, it kills my battery almost instantly. So that's why I don't open a lot of them. And when I do open them and it doesn't die, I try to respond, it dies then. So I'm trying, I just need to get a new phone. And when I get a new phone, I can respond. Pre-workout carb of choice, donuts or candy. I don't like donuts pre-workout. I like candy pre-workout. And like right before going to the gym with my pre-workout. Donuts are more of a, not even breakfast. It's like a snack. Probably around post-workout to dinner snack. That's when I like my donuts. And I thought of a really good idea for donuts. So online and Instagram, I always see these like crazy decorated donuts. And I was wondering why I don't have them around me. And this is what I was going to do, and this is what you could do. So you buy a bunch of glazed donuts. And then you put icing on there, and then you put the stuff on. So today I saw on Logan Delgado's, he had a donut that had like tricks on it. All you need to do is buy a glazed donut, put some icing on there, put your own tricks on there. That's all you gotta do. Will you ever do a fan meetup? I want to, and I've been meaning to plan one. I just want your guys' input on where you think I should do it. Should I do it in Texas? Or should I do it in Pennsylvania when I'm home for 2 weeks during Christmas? So in the comments below, let me know where I should do a fan meetup. Favorite food from childhood and why? So growing up, my mom was really good at making dinner at like 6 o'clock every night. The whole family got together. And I think one of my favorite meals she made was meatloaf, homemade macaroni and cheese, and then there'd be some sort of vegetable with it. But that was like always a pretty frequent dinner. That, spaghetti, lasagna. We had chicken. I always complained about having chicken all the time, but now I eat chicken like 3 times a day, so I don't know what I was complaining about. But one of my favorite childhood memories, and I was talking to someone about this today, and this might be why I'm not really into video games, because growing up I was in a neighborhood, in a really good neighborhood, and all the families around me had kids my age, and we all got together and we played like baseball at night, street hockey, football. Our neighborhood had a street hockey team. I was team captain, and we played other neighborhoods. So we were always outside playing sports, capture the flag, stuff like that, till like 10 o'clock all the time. Summers were my favorite because we were always outside doing something. When I'm older and I have kids, I will relive my childhood through my kids' lives. Will you be competing in a show in 2016, and have you thought of a New Year's resolution? Not 2016, I won't be, but 2017 is the year I plan to compete. And that's the year I got into the Army. So I'll have more time to diet. Right now, there's no way I can diet. There's just no time. It's inconvenient. My schedule is very variable and changes depending on our training cycle. New Year's resolution, I've never had one. I don't think I ever will. I'm just not really into New Year's resolutions. For me, my goals don't change depending on the season or the time of the year or the month, whatever it is. My goals are just consistent, and time flies so fast that by the time New Year's comes up, it's just something that doesn't spark my interest. Pizza or burger? Pizza burger. No, for real though. Man, that's a tough one. Those are my two favorite things, pizza or burgers. I'd probably go with pizza, but that could change tomorrow. Favorite animal, and what is your spirit animal? Obviously a bear. Come on. It's a gimme. What is your favorite brand of watches? This is going to be a weird answer because I don't have this actual watch, but I've been meaning to get one, and they're cheap. They're $100. Movement MVMT Movement watches. They are very big on Instagram advertising, and they've been very successful at it. But they're very simple, very low profile, and that's the kind of watch I like. Right now I have one by Citizen that my parents got me for graduating Ranger School, and that's one I wear all the time. But I want to get a movement watch. There's this park I go to, and it's the best filming right now because from I think it's November until April, it's closed to swimming and the public and stuff. You can still come here and do whatever, but no one really knows about it when it's closed. So I'll come here and bring the dog and stuff. In the summer though, this place gets packed because it gets so hot here in Texas. It's the best place to swim. This is Lake Belton right here. Who are my favorite YouTubers to watch? This changes on a pretty regular basis, but consistent ones right now: Matt Vincent, Rob Lipset, Max Tuning, Logan Delgado, or Goody Beats, Brandon Campbell. My most recent subscription that happened a little bit ago was Meg Squats. So if you're wondering who I recently subscribed to, that too. Who do I share my secrets with? Leroy. Two-part question, or two questions in one. Any travel to Europe soon, and where do you want to travel next? So you kind of answered one with the other. I want to visit Europe or the UK next. I want to collab with people there. There's things I want to see. That's on my bucket list that I've always wanted to accomplish. And as I get older, and every single year, the urge to travel to Europe grows a little bit more. So that's my plans. I'd say in the next 2 years, I'll definitely make a trip out there. All right, guys. So that wraps up the Q&A. Thank you all for participating. I'm sorry I couldn't touch on all of them. But I love doing these because they're fun. I want to answer some questions, and it's hard to touch on all of them in vlogs and videos. So just knocking out a bunch at once are a good time. And I like knowing what you guys are thinking. It's when you're watching my videos, what's going through your head? So I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll talk to you in the next video.